The Great Demon Territory, one of the most hazardous places, swarming up with deadly monsters capable of eradicating entire towns on their own. As soon as Yuya enters the demon realm, he witnesses a risky situation. A gigantic monster mercilessly beating a smaller beast to death. Despite the impressive dexterity of the creature, Yuya's instinct to help kicks in as he recollects the flashback to his grandfather handling such a situation by aiding others rather than silently sneaking away. Just as he equips to intercede, the hideous creature vanishes at the last moment, leaving Yuya startled by its hasty disappearance even before he approaches. Black Fenrir is in a state of distrust of Yuya, but timely help from Yuya's healing potion saves him, and this favor finally builds an atmosphere of trusting the strange Stygia. Miraculously, Black Fenrir is transformed into a lovable pet, and Yuya gives him the name Knight. The Knight ends up being an impressive partner, having a level of 500. Yuya's level remains unchanged at 235 even after combing Knight's fur. He still needs to figure out the criteria for this leveling up. Yuya brings Knight back to his home. The following day he leaves for school. His classmates give an eager response about his new pet. Kei, having a secret crush on Yuya, offers to help with shopping for Knight, considering it a chance to spend time with Yuya. In the evening, when Yuya brings Knight to the park, it gives him a friendlier impression. His undoubted charisma makes the heart of every girl in the park ride a roller coaster. Soon Kaori joins them, creating a picturesque setting of a beautiful couple with their dear pet. Yuya spots Miu, a famous model whom he had met once before, and introduces her to Kaori. However, Miu quickly departs the scene, feeling uncomfortable with being the center of attention in a public place. Kaori mistakenly assumes that Yuya and Miu are dating, but her misunderstanding is clarified soon. Amidst their conversation, a thief attempts to snatch an elderly woman's bag. Luckily, Knight's swift response to Yuya's sign catches the thief off guard. Yuya instructs Kaori to call the police, but as the situation escalates, the thief turns his raid towards Kaori. He is blocked by Yuya in the middle, who uses his skill to handle his enemies and asserts his supremacy. He locks the attacker's hands, rescuing Kaori once again. The scene automatically leaves everyone speechless, showering Yuya with praise. Back in the demon realm, Yuya and Knight encounter numerous monsters. Finally, they come face to face with the formidable deer critter, armed with 2 types of sorcery. The battle proves incredibly tough, but Yuya's dexterity allows him to escape the beast's invasion. He urges Knight to divert the beast's attention, compelling it to blast off a craze of aggressive episodes throughout the woodland. This creates the space Yuya had been waiting for, and with a swift strike from behind, he manages to defeat the deer beast. This victory increases the duo's levels slightly. Their next challenge is a needle roller, which leaves the mark of his swift and stingy attack on Yuya's face. By interpreting its way of attacking and pace, they finally dominate it too. Proceeding with their journey, Yuya and Knight arrive at a dark passage devoid of critters but possessing a bizarre enchantment. The spacious area illuminates magically by lamps, exhibiting a strong aura of intrigue. The magical cave finally reveals the enigma of its enchanting nature, as it is the home of a sage whose mastery brought him an offer to join the god realm. The sage was a human who left his humanity behind, refusing the proposal and writing down his story and skills in the book. The book is a way of talking to Sage's voice and blessing the reader with one of the abilities of his choice. As Yuya asks for magic, the words of the book light up, escaping the pages and whirling around Yuya enter into his body. People of the magical realm have the magical power source of their magic running inside their bodies with the blood, but humans of the other world have to achieve the source by mana pathways of Sage. Yuya practices and feels the source inside his heart. His focus makes him able to spell water magic with such agility that it destroys a bunch of trees merely with water balls. Osius accidentally reveals Lady Lexia's proposal to the young foreigner while explaining his general abilities, making the Lord enraged, and this results in the destruction of the palace hall. In the school, there is an announcement that a field trip will be made to teach and test students' ability to adapt and survive in different environments. Students are divided into groups of 4, and Yuya finds Ki, Akira, and Rin Kanzaki as his group fellows. The group decides to go shopping to get all the necessities for the trip. Kaori also joins them. On reaching the mall, their first destination reveals itself as the game floor, where Yuya helps his friends to get their favorite things by using his special abilities to find out the weakness of the opponent in the crane game. The group divides into two as guys prefer going to the cafe on the 7th floor, while girls are interested in exploring the girls' fashion on the 13th floor. Tragedy strikes as a fire breaks out on the 10th floor. There is smoke and flame already on the 7th floor, which makes Yuya realize that it would be even worse on the upper floors, where the 3 girls were still present and couldn't escape. Yuya desperately runs to save them. He uses his magic of water and air to create a protective shield around himself for passing through the fire. Kaori captures a glimpse of Yuya just before losing consciousness. Yuya, while trying to evade the burning floor carrying the 3 girls, reaches a dead end. By giving it all, he makes it to destroy the wall and exit the building. Although it appears to be a little difficult to give satisfactory answers about what happened inside, no one questions his insane ability. Firefighters scold them for not listening to them, but still Kaori's father, the chairman, thanks Yuya for saving his daughter. Their emotional meetup leads Yuya to see what it is like to have a family. Yuya returns home where Night is waiting for him, just like a family. Yuya and Night reach a dark cave where their win against some monsters awards them with valuable loot. Some weird noise draws their attention to the other side where they see a girl fighting with numerous demons. This combat results in injuring the lass badly. Night senses something fishy about the girl and asks Yuya to avoid her, but due to his kindness, he decides to help the girl. While they approach the girl, a sudden realization hits them that they are entrapped among a myriad of beasts. Having no other choice, Yuya uses his divine whip and the results shocked him. He didn't know the destructive power of his weapon until then. All the demons are killed in one effective blow. The duo rescues the girl and brings her to another place. After gaining her senses back, the girl asks about the stranger's identity. This question confuses Yuya, and he just comes up with the answer of being a trainee. Yuya asks the girl to drink a healing potion, but noticing her suspicion, he drinks the potion first and then offers her. The magical potion heals her. The girl reveals her name as Luna. Night still has a sense of dislike for her as he can sense her aura. Luna appears to be a trainer of Goblin Elite who came to the demon territory to improve her agility. As the group continues its training, Luna teaches them various tricks and skills used in the battle. Yuya excuses her as he has to leave for his school field expedition, but he can't explain the whole thing to her. The students reach the OUC Academy where they are instructed to get food and shelter for themselves outside the academy in the mountains. The teachers are working as their facilitators to help them sort out the edibles and poisons from their pickings. This was unexpected for the pupils. They had to give their best to make their teacher win a bonus which is of no interest to them at all. Yuya and Kide leave to get some fish while Rin and Akira take the task of setting up the tent and picking up mushrooms for dinner. Yuya and Kide choose a lovelier spot where plenty of fish are present in shallow water. Yuya, focusing on Luna's instructions, captures the fish barehanded, comparing its swiftness with that of the demon monsters he faces. He fills the bucket in no time, which leads all his classmates in awe as his physical proficiencies are unprecedented. He feels gratitude towards Luna. Luna, who has been an assassin since her childhood and now is a member of the Dark Guild and a headhunter, leaves, deciding not to see Yuya ever again. Akira, the self-called prince, burns out with just a little work for the first time. Miss Ueda is imagining herself getting the bonus and is excited by the performance of her group. The next mark is to prepare an appetizing meal that also has points. The group is confused about their culinary skills and pushes Yuya to take on the challenge. Yuya cooks the meal and his personality of low self-confidence feels enormous amusement when receives the compliment from everyone. The situation turns weird when drunk Miss Ueda proposes to Yuya, impressed by his charisma and fabulous cooking skills. Now, Yuya's charm is affecting teachers as well. Everyone tries to make Miss Ueda understand the situation, but she remains adamant about her wish and tells Yuya to take his time as she would wait for his response. Yuya visits his home by using his teleporting power to feed the night. The following day, students are bewildered as they witness the signs of some kind of intrusion. All the luggage is ransacked and damaged. Akira finds the footprint of the bear but doesn't inform anyone. While they leave the woodland to pick up something suitable for breakfast, they get attacked by a giant bear. It creates hustling at the camp. Teachers try to evacuate the students to a safe place, having assorted hurdles for bear, and in doing so Miss Ueda falls behind. Her eyes get closed as the bear attacks her, but to her surprise, it is stopped by Yuya, who gets in a battle with it and knocks it out with his swift attack at the right spot. The sight of a chap defeating the bear without any weapon is enough to question everyone's eyes. Kara gives the idea to keep the bear in the school, warning it to be eaten in case of creating any mess. She does not want the best to undergo any medical experiment. Back in the magical realm now, Yuya and Knight face a red-colored giant demon having horns. A rabbit sneaks there and spies over them. Lady Lexia comes to Yuya to escort him to the palace where Lord wants to see him. As she proceeds, Knight notices the trap and drags her away while Yuya cuts down the falling tree. Yuya finds the culprit with the help of Knight's ability to sniff, and that is no one other than Luna. She is still weak and so loses her senses soon in the forest. Yuya asks Lady Lexia to allow him to take the girl to his home and talk to her, as he cannot imagine her being on the bad side. He wants to keep his trust in her. Lady Lexia agrees to it, but to his surprise, upon the arrival of her safety guards, she announces to accompany Yuya and the girls to his house.